What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And man, it's good to be back. Yes, after my trip to Qatar, I was greeted when I got home to this beautiful gold package. Fitting, because I came from Qatar where gold is prominent. And inside is the Huawei Pura X. So today I am going to unbox it. Spoiler alert, I already unboxed it yesterday and I've been using it for 24 hours. And I'm going to give you my first impressions. So, without further ado, let's go. Now, like any true flagship phone, I always start with the unboxing experience. No, you're not going to get that with Sony's or Samsung's or Apple phones these days, but Huawei still do things right. Inside this lovely gold outer cover, you have your simple white box with the Huawei Pura X branding, and inside you're going to find everything you need. That includes the phone, of course, a SIM ejection tool, a USB-C to C cable, and your charging brick. Yes, your charging brick included in the box. And for those that are this way inclined, you may want to protect your phone with a case. Now, unfortunately, this is a clear plastic case, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure anyone should use this as protection. You might want to hop on AliExpress straight away and find yourself a nice carbon or silicone case for your Pura X. Or do what I do and don't rock a case. Maybe not advisable though. So that was your unboxing, and as mentioned, I've been using this bad boy for 24 hours. I set up, and the first thing I done was went to the Huawei App Store and downloaded Easy Abroad. Yes, that little green icon with the Chinese text is called Easy Abroad, and it's perfect. So for all those naysayers and people that said you'll never get Android apps, definitely not Google, no APKs, blah de blah de blah, within 4 or 5 minutes I had Easy Abroad, which means I have YouTube, YouTube Music, YouTube Studio, Google Maps, all of this on my Huawei Pura X. And yes, I get notifications. Am I saying this is the perfect way to get your Google applications? No. Because annoyingly, when you download the apps from Easy Abroad, they're all popped into one folder, as you can see here. There's no way of moving them from that folder. You can't just add them to the home screen, which becomes even more annoying when you're using a Huawei, because all of you will know, Huawei don't have app drawers. Still, in 2025, there is no app drawer native on the Huawei. There are third-party apps and workarounds, but natively, you're going to have all your apps on your home screens. So what I always do is lump all the apps I'm not using into one folder and shove it to the last page on my home screen. Now, let's talk displays and practicality in my first day of using it. First of all, hands down, the best cover display I've used on any fold clamshell device. Now, I should have patented the name I was giving this, but it's actually escaped my mind. Anyway, the flip fold, kind of mini fold cover display is 3.5 inches, it's 120 Hz, and it's got all of your native Huawei apps. But again, when you use Easy Abroad, unfortunately, any apps you download from there will not show on the cover screen, which is quite annoying, I have to admit. However, you can operate your other Huawei native apps like Huawei Maps and Messages, and you can use the camera, which for selfies, or for those inclined to take selfies, is great because there's only really one full set of cameras on here, so you don't have to worry about selfie cameras and rear cameras. When it's in its folded mode, you're using the best cameras for your selfies, and of course when you've got it unfolded, you're using those same cameras for your rear photos. And it is a triple camera setup that we'll talk about very soon. Sticking with displays though, when you unfold this bad boy, this is where the truly unique experience comes in. Because this 6.3 inch 120 Hz display might just be the display I've been looking for. To give you an idea, for those wondering, no, it doesn't feel uncomfortable and it doesn't look too silly. Let me just demonstrate. Taking a call, not in the slightest. It is not that much wider than, let me just grab a phone. On our Magic 7 Pro, Huawei Pura X. As you can see here, the difference in width is obviously noticeable, but it's not crazy. It's not like having an iPad mini in your hand. No, Marquez, foldable phones aren't cooked. Clown. It's like having a slightly wider phone in your hand. And when it comes to everything else outside of taking calls, for example, typing, viewing photos, viewing content, this might be the best form factor to do it. The keyboard stretches across the whole of the display, meaning it's a bigger keyboard than any candy bar phone you have. YouTube videos in landscape mode do not have black bars. There is more footprint for content on the Huawei Pura X than there is on my Oppo Find N5. And that's purely because the aspect ratio. The aspect ratio of this Pura X in landscape mode is hands down the most perfect aspect ratio for consuming content. And nowadays, if we're being honest with ourselves, our phones are for WhatsApp, Instagram, and then watching content. And for you gamers out there, the Kirin chip inside here will be plenty powerful enough for you to game away on that larger inner screen. So first impressions wise for displays, it's everything I thought it would be. But please, look at it folded as well. If you are that person like Michael Fisher that keeps your flip phone in your front pocket, look at this. And the design in this red, is it the collector's edition they're calling it? It comes in red, it's also got like a yellow and green variant. It's just stunning. Really, really cool to have in your hands, and it feels solid as well. It's Huawei, so it's a well-built device. And in terms of battery life, this little thing has the same battery capacity as your Samsung Z Fold 6. It's almost the same as your Samsung S25 Ultra, 4720 milliamp hours with 66 watts wired charging, with the charger included in the box, and 40 watts wireless charging. Again, faster than any of your Western flagships wirelessly charge. So there's no issues when it comes to battery anxiety when using this device. And let's be honest, because it has a usable 3.5 inch outer cover display, more often than not, when replying to messages, you might just find that the outer cover screen is fine for you. But again, if it's WhatsApp or any of the Android/Google apps, you're going to have to open the phone to reply, because I haven't yet, and I've not really looked into it much, but I haven't yet downloaded any workaround for that. However, I firmly believe there will be one. So, with all that being said, I just want to quickly touch on the cameras. This is my first impressions, not a full review of any type, but it's a triple camera setup on the Pura X. And I ain't going to sit here and tell you this is the best camera system on any foldable, what probably is the best camera system on a flip phone. But for me, for the money, paying £1,000 plus in some cases, I would expect slightly better. However, it's Huawei, so the processing is good and they're not bad. The triple camera setup is made up of a 50 megapixel main, but it's a 1/1.6 inch sensor. Not the best. It's a 40 megapixel ultra wide and then an 8 megapixel telephoto lens. Now it does have 3.5 times optical zoom, and here you can see from the usual AD bedroom shots, no, not those kind of bedroom shots, photos look good, zoom is good, just don't expect it to replace your flagship candy bar phone anytime soon. So ultimately, where am I at with the Huawei Pura X a day in? Well, firstly, well done Huawei. because this lives up to everything I hoped it would be. A new form factor, in my opinion, the right form factor for what I use my phones for, which is consuming content. And I'm impressed. Speakers on it are pretty damn good too. So, in terms of the world's first flip, fold, clam, flammable, whatever we're calling this thing, yeah, a solid first introduction from Huawei. I wonder if other companies will now copy this too, like they will the trifold, like they have done whatever Huawei's done before. I'm intrigued to see. So, that was my first impressions. Colour me impressed with this device. I'll be back soon with more content on the Huawei Pura X. I'll get a comparison up there. I'll get my full review, of course. But I also have more content on other phones. Other phones with slightly better cameras. The Oppo X8 Ultra and the eagerly anticipated Vivo X200 Ultra. Updates on that coming soon. Keep an eye on the Average Dad Tech Store if you want this phone or you're interested to see the pricing of the Vivo. I also have the Oppo X8 Ultra for sale there too. And remember, for those loyal YouTube viewers, you watching this right now, here's that 3% off code. I've removed it from the site homepage because, yeah, a lot of people were just visiting the site, they don't watch the content, and I don't think that represents loyalty. So for you viewers, this is the 3% off code. Now, it's good to be back. I will be back very, very soon with an update on the Vivo X200 Ultra now that we have the trailer, release date, official pricing, all that good stuff. So if you haven't already, smash subscribe. And until next time,